Well, here I am at the Cornwall Ag Fair, checking out the mushrooms.
I gotta learn something here. What's going on?
Yeah, so explain. He's injecting
seeds. Yeah, we're injecting organic spawn into this log here. It happens to be black birch. It's not the greatest to grow on, but it works.
Really?
Yeah. Usually, the preferred log is either red oak or white oak. Is your best. Sugar maple is well too.
Well, you got some oak down there.
Yep.
Well, I just got a bunch at the health store in Winston.
And we're taking this organic spawn. We're gonna inoculate this log, and then probably a year we'll be picking mushrooms.
So where do you have to put this to make it grow?
You want it in a shady spot. You know, dappled sunlight is fine. In the woods.
Oh, in the woods? You put it outdoors?
Yep. Yep.
What are the predators of this product?
Shiitake mushrooms. Growing like they should.
Who bothers them outdoors? Anybody? Anything?
Oh yeah. Just like growing a garden, you're always going to have pests.
Oh my God.
It never ends. Whether it's chipmunks.
So that
squirrels.
You're injecting right now is the what is it?
Well, it's all this is mycelium. It's growing in sawdust.
Uh-huh.
So I'm taking the sawdust and then planting it into which is mycelium's growing in, putting it in here, and now it's going to transfer from the sawdust into the log, and it's going to grow web-like underneath the bark and within the cambium layer of this log, and it's going to colonize the log. And once the log is colonized 100%, which is probably going to take probably a year.
Really? That fast? Oh, wow.
It takes a year, sometimes 6 months. Some of the logs that I did in May are producing mushrooms now.
Really?
Yeah. Some strains of shiitakes take longer. Some take up to over a year and a half.
As soon as you harvest, you have to go again like this? Or
No. Once the mycelium's in there and it's growing, it's colonized the log. It'll keep colonizing. It'll keep eating away at the mushroom and any nutrients that are left in the log until they're depleted.
We need to get the cars moved on Pine Street in front of the farmers market, please.
So this log probably will last like 2 to 3 years.
Really? Oh, nice.
Yep. The oak will last a lot longer. Depending on how big around circumference around it is, it'll last longer. That means there's more meat for the mycelium to digest. So
it needs occasional rain, right?
Correct. Technically, the logs once they're been impregnated with the mycelium or the spawn, should have probably like half an inch to an inch of water a week. Which I don't do. That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water, I guess.
I try to let Mother Nature do its thing, and so far it hasn't let me down. Some of the logs have failed, and I don't know why. It's just farming, gardening, same thing. You know, it's sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But so far, I soak about. So in the summertime, when the logs are kind of dormant, you want to soak the logs in a cold bath of water for I do about 24 hours. You can get away, depending how hot it is.
Throw in the pond?
You could some people do put them in spring-fed ponds in the summertime. And after I soak them for 24 hours and I bring them out and I let them sit. And within probably 7 to 8 days, you're picking mushrooms.
Oh, no.
It forces the log it tricks it into thinking something happened, whether in a rain event or whatever. And it shocks the log and it makes it produce mushrooms. So this log I can soak and then re-soak like 7 weeks later. So you have to let the mycelium get strong again and start digesting.
How many kinds of mushrooms work this way?
Oyster mushrooms, lion's mane, which I have a few of them here, which don't even look like a mushroom.
They'll grow side by side?
Oh no, they will not. Two mushrooms will not grow on a log at the same time. They don't like each other. They're very antagonistic towards each other.
I know plants
and they won't colonize the log. Either one will take over, the other one will quit or whatever. I never tried it. I just know that's the fact. But there's different strains of shiitakes. There's cold weather, warm weather, and wide range strains. Some, obviously cold weather. They'll produce mushrooms when it's 40 degrees out, 40, 45 degrees. I've seen in March and April.
No, everything here is hybrid. Any mushrooms growing softwood at all?
Yes, oyster mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oyster mushrooms love cottonwood, willow, Even your soft red maples.
Really?
Yep, they love them. But you cannot force shiitake or oyster mushrooms to produce like these. You can't soak them in cold water and expect mushrooms. They do what they want to do when they do it, whether it's the spring or the fall. And that's all I get from my oyster logs.
Oh, that's great. And this is from the Mohawk Mountain stand mushrooms. Yeah, you have a website?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh, good.
More
Thanks.
later. That'll be it.